Willie Nelson is a legendary American country singer, songwriter, and guitarist. Rising to fame in the late 1960s, he became a pioneer of the outlaw country movement, a genre that rejected the slick production of Nashville country music. With a voice as distinct as his braided hair and bandana, Nelson has created a legacy that stretches across more than 7 decades of music. Even in his 90s, Willie continues to record, tour, and lend his voice to political and social causes. Early life. Willie Hugh Nelson was born on April 29, 1933 in Abbott, Texas, during the Great Depression. Raised by his grandparents alongside his sister Bobby, the siblings grew up immersed in gospel and country music at their small Methodist church. By the time Willie was 6, he owned his first guitar and had already started writing poetry and composing songs. His first big step into songwriting came when he sold his gospel song Family Bible for $50 in 1959. Personal life. Girlfriends, wives, family. Willie Nelson has been married 4 times. First to Martha Matthews in 1952, with whom he had 3 children. Then to singer Shirley Collie in 1963. He married Connie Kopke in 1971, with 2 daughters, Paula and Amy. Finally, he married Annie D'Angelo in 1991. Together they have 2 sons, Lucas and Micah. Nelson has a total of 7 children. His son, Lucas Nelson, is also a successful musician and fronts the band Promise of the Real. Early musical journey. By 1947, Nelson was performing with Bud Fletcher and the Texans, a gospel group featuring his sister Bobby on piano. After finishing high school in 1950, he enlisted in the Air Force but was discharged 9 months later due to back injuries. Nelson explored different paths, including selling encyclopedias and attending Baylor University, but music remained his passion. By the early 1960s, he had written timeless hits like Crazy, Nightlife, and Funny How Time Slips Away, though others initially made these songs famous. Struggles in Nashville. Return to Texas. Despite his songwriting success, Nelson struggled as a recording artist in Nashville, where his unconventional phrasing and style didn't fit the mold. By 1970, after a house fire, he returned to Texas. In Austin, his career flourished. He released the albums Shotgun Willie in 1973 and Phases and Stages in 1974. Though they didn't chart well, they solidified his unique style. Breakthrough. Red-Headed Stranger. In 1975, Nelson released Red-Headed Stranger, which catapulted him to fame. The album included Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain, earning him his first Grammy. This marked a new era. Nelson, along with Chris Christopherson, Waylon Jennings, and Jesse Coulter, led the outlaw country movement with the chart-topping album Wanted, The Outlaws in 1976. Grammy wins, timeless hits. Willie won a Grammy in 1978 for Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys with Jennings. In 1979, he appeared in The Electric Horseman with Robert Redford and Jane Fonda. The hit song On the Road Again came from the film Honeysuckle Rose in 1980, winning a Grammy and an Oscar nomination. 2 years later, Always on My Mind became a signature track, winning multiple Grammy Awards. A film career. Willie Nelson's film roles include Red-Headed Stranger in 1986, The Dukes of Hazzard in 2005, Beer for My Horses in 2008, and Zoolander 2 in 2016. So collaborations, reinventions. Throughout the 2000s, Nelson collaborated with artists across genres from Merle Haggard and Sheryl Crow to Snoop Dogg. Albums like Countryman 2005 and Heroes 2012 showed his genre-bending genius. In 2016, he released Summertime. Willie Nelson sings Gershwin, and in 2017, God's Problem Child. Ride Me Back Home in 2019 earned him another Grammy. Net worth, business ventures. As of 2025, Willie Nelson's estimated net worth is around $25 million. Apart from music, he's an advocate for renewable fuel and cannabis legalization. He launched Willie, his own line of biodiesel fuel, in 2004, and Willie's Reserve, a cannabis brand, in 2015. Lifestyle and beliefs. Nelson is known for his advocacy for farmers, environmental sustainability, and marijuana reform. He lives on Maui in Hawaii with his wife in a solar-powered home. He holds a 5th-degree black belt in Gongkwon Yusul, earned shortly before his 81st birthday. Most famous songs: Crazy, On the Road Again, Always, On My Mind, Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain, To All the Girls I've Loved Before, Whiskey River, Georgia, On My Mind. Poncho and Lefty, with over 200 albums to his name, Willie Nelson has become a living legend. O.A.E. Tribute. Willie Nelson, American Outlaw. On April 12, 2020, A.E. premiered Willie Nelson, American Outlaw, a tribute concert celebrating Nelson's incredible journey. Artists like George Strait, Chris Stapleton, Norah Jones, and Sheryl Crow honored his legacy in this unforgettable event. Or top fact you never knew. Did you know? During the fire that destroyed his home in 1970, Willie Nelson ran into the flames not for money or memories, but to save 2 guitar cases, one containing his beloved guitar, Trigger, and the other, 2 pounds of marijuana. That's Willie for you, always choosing music and good vibe. Closing thoughts. From Abbott, Texas to the Rock Roll Hall of Fame, Willie Nelson has lived many lifetimes in one. A rebel, a poet, a family man, a lover of cannabis and country. His story is as rich as his voice. And at over 90 years old, he's still singing, still playing, and still on the road again. Willie Nelson isn't just a country music icon, he's a symbol of freedom, rebellion, and authenticity. For over 7 decades, he's sung about heartbreak, highways, faith, and freedom while living life on his own terms. He has inspired generations of musicians not just for his voice, but for his values. Truth over polish, soul over industry, love over image. His music transcends genres, and so does his spirit. From sharing the stage with legends to performing with rap artists, Willie Nelson reminds us that great music knows no boundaries. He made outlaw country mainstream. He made vulnerability powerful, and he made being different unforgettable. Beyond the stage, Willie has remained true to the causes he believes in, helping farmers, fighting for marijuana legalization, championing renewable energy, and showing the world that age is just a number. As he once said, I think most people live the way they want to. If they don't, it's because they don't have the guts. At over 90 years old, Willie Nelson still has the guts, the groove, and the guitar. His songs will echo long after the last encore. His legacy, just like his famous bandana, will never fade. So whether you know him from Crazy, On the Road Again, or just that unmistakable voice, you know one thing for sure: there will never be another Willie Nelson.